Welcome back to the Dragon's Lair, everybody. My name is Wade, and this is my show, Let's Talk, where we talk about Warhammer 40k. We're talking about Tyranids. I've got a really big Tyranid playlist that I've been working on for a long time, and I decided to just sort of push through and finish it up. So all throughout this year, you're going to see my Tyranid review videos of the Codex, and it's kind of leading up to September when we get to play Space Marine 2. And I'm going to be playing Space Marine 2 with you and for you on day one of it being out. So let's go ahead and talk about why the gargoyle is important and why the gargoyle is cool. I personally don't use gargoyles. I don't have any gargoyles, but they are pretty big in the competitive tournament scene. So that's just a thing you should know. Gargoyles, they are battle line, so you could have 6 units of them if you wanted, and you can see that you can have them in units of up to 20. I do not know anyone who's rocking 60 gargoyles, but then again, I don't know that many Tyranid players. So, movement 12, that is okay. Keep in mind that because of the diagonal way that you have to measure movement now, in the end, you wind up moving less. So 12 sounds good, it's less good. Toughness 3 obviously is not high, but there are gribblies. There are small little bullet sponges. So a 3 toughness is not bad in the end. 6 plus save, nobody was expecting better. 1 wound, nobody was expecting better. Leadership 8, they're the small gribblies. If you need them to pass tests, you're going to have a synapse creature with them. Objective control 2. This is part of why they're so useful. If you have 20 of them somewhere, you're rocking OC 40. That's just a thing. So ranged weapons, flesh bore, which is assault, which means you can move 12, you can advance an average of 3 or 4, and then you can shoot your flesh bore, which is super useful. And then melee weapons, blinding venom. So, sorry, back to the flesh bore. 1 attack, not great. Ballistic skill 4, not great. Strength 5 is okay. You're wounding a Marine on a 3. AP 0, no bueno. Not good, because the Marines are going to make most of their saves. And then only 1 damage. I'm filming all these from the perspective of Vanguard from Invasion Fleet, I bet. So, usually I'm going to hyper-adapt sustain hits 1 with Swarming Instincts, which means more hits. But the enemy's going to save a bunch and barely take any damage. You'd be lucky to kill 2 Marines. You'll probably kill 1 in wound 1, most likely. So the blinding venom is not much better. 1 attack, same weapon skill. It's actually worse because the strength is worse. So you're wounding Marines on a 5, so not good at all. AP 0, 1 damage, not good. So, Deep Strike. Now, this is part of where, in my opinion, they become so important. Put them with a Tyranid Prime, because the Tyranid Prime also flies and also Deep Strikes. And then you have this great unit that you can drop in the backfield to take objectives from your enemy, put that pressure on, make them sort of have to double guess and double think. It's a great tactic. You will be able to score secondaries because you'll have units in enemy deployment zones or in the backfield or on table quarters. So many secondaries require those things, and 10 mana gargoyles with the winged Tyranid Prime is going to be able to do that stuff pretty easily. So synapse, that means they benefit from synapse. When you see synapse, oh geez, it's up there. When you see synapse mentioned up there in faction, that means they benefit from someone providing them synapse. It's only when synapse is down here in the keywords do they create synapse. So keep that in mind. Winged Swarm, it's kind of like scuttling horrors with the Termagant. In your shooting phase, after this model has shot, if it's not within engagement range of an enemy unit, it can make a normal move of up to 6 inches. If it does until the end of the turn, this unit is not eligible to declare a charge. So with the flesh borers having assault, that means you could move 12. You could advance for your 3 or your 4, get an 18-inch shot. You're guaranteed to have a shot by that. If you're moving 15 and you can't get within range or get an angle, you're doing something wrong. And then you can D6 scuttle away and get behind cover or get into cover. It's pretty good. You can also harass your enemy with it, psychologically psych them out, play all sorts of mind games with them, and I think that's one of the strengths of the Gargoyle. It's speed, its numbers, and its objective control. I think that's the strength of the Gargoyle. And a lot of people use them in competitive play. So right now, the way that everything works, Gargoyles get used quite a bit from what I gather. I only play at the RTT level. I'm not super competitive, but I listen to what the competitive people talk about, and because if they're doing something good, then I can learn and I can do something good and play better games. Because we all like to do well. I like to do well. Winning is fun, but getting tabled just sucks. So I would rather do well and it be a close game. And okay, there you go. That's my philosophy. Like I said, I'm shooting all these videos from the perspective of Invasion Fleet, which means hyper adapting. So if you do put the Winged Tyranid Prime with them, you're kind of getting a useless effect because the Winged Tyranid Prime is going to give them sustained hits 1. So Swarming Instincts is already going to give them sustained hits 1. So I do caution you about that. But I think it's worth it. You do have another choice. If you do a Vanguard Invader list, they are Gargoyles or Vanguard Invaders, as well as Winged Tyranid Primes. And it's going to give you the ability to fall back and shoot. Just being in the Vanguard Invader Swarm gives you the ability to fall back and shoot. So somebody could charge you, come in, kill a couple Gaunts. Sorry, Gargoyles. Gaunts are flying Gargoyles. Sorry, Gargoyles are flying Gaunts. Come on. Anyways, you could fall back and shoot them. And that's a pretty useful talent. That's a useful ability. You do not want them, you probably don't want them for the Vanguard Invader ability to advance and charge. But maybe you do, because if you have 20 Gargoyles and they move 12, they advance for 3, that's 15. And then they charge, so 2d6, 7, 22 inches. So if you get a 22-inch charge and you get all your Gargoyles within the 3 inches of an objective, now you control the objective. You know, because you're rocking 2 OC apiece, 20 Gargoyles, that's 40 OC. That takes a hot minute to kill Gargoyles to take over the objective from them. So maybe the Vanguard Invader charging Gargoyles is effective. It's not worth it for me because my Vanguard list is full of Gene Stealers, Winged Hive Tyrants, and Trigons. And a Death Leaper. That's my whole list. As many Gene Stealers as I can take, with as many Broodlords, with as many Flying Hive Tyrants I can take, with as many Trigons as I can take, and it gets right up in your face and says, yummy, yummy. I want to play it someday. I don't have all the Tyrants built yet, but that's another thing. We're talking about Gargoyles here. In an Invasion Fleet, I might spend a rapid regen on them. Yeah, I might do that. I do believe also, because they are listed as Endless Multitude, that you could use the stratagem to bring back a D3 plus 3. And if you had 2 squads of Gargoyles, you could do 2 squads of Gargoyles, bring back a D3 plus 3, because I believe all it has to do is be Endless Multitude for that to work. That's part of the reason why Invasion Fleet is one of my favorites. Rapid regen is almost 100% necessary. And being able to bring back 2, 4, plus 6, 10 Gaunts a turn, on average 10 Gaunts a turn. I've got better than average, and my enemy hates it. It's very demoralizing when someone pumps a bunch of shots into a squad of 20 Gaunts and almost puts it down, and then you bring back like half of what they killed. It's very demoralizing, and I love it. It's a great effect. I'm really enjoying sharing this stuff with you guys. This playlist is going to continue to build for the rest of the year. Check us out, check it out, and we here at the Dragon's Lair understand that you could spend your time anywhere on the internet, so I want to say thank you for spending your time here with us at the Dragon's Lair.